So in previous class, we discussed server hardening enhancing tips. I think you remember. You can share in chat box. We discussed some called as a VAPT. Vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. Okay. Examples we also discussed. If you want to secure your server or network, you can do your this vulnerability assessment and penetration testing here. Examples I discussed, some of the examples for this Nessus and an expose and GFI LAN guard. Okay. And we have so many things, web inspect, NetSpark. If you want to secure your server or a network, we want to do the VAPT, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing regularly. Okay. So with the type of vulnerability scanners, we need to check what kind of vulnerability are there in your server and what type of patch is it there in your servers here. So you can also install. Next topic is ours is firewall here. Okay. You want to install the firewall. Install the firewall here. So next topic we'll discuss what are different types of firewalls. We started already what is a firewall here. We'll discuss different types of firewalls. So why we need a firewall here? Why need to install a firewall? Yes, anyone in chat box? So you can install a firewall here, web application firewall. Firewall is like a gatekeeper, you can say. It monitors all incoming and outgoing connections. That is nothing but a packets. If any packet is suspected, okay, something, it will stop you. It closes unnecessary open ports generally. Firewall will close unnecessary open ports. So install a firewall in your computer. Next, we also discuss some update virus, antivirus. Want to update antivirus here? You should have updated antivirus. So there are bunch of antivirus that are available in the market. Okay, I already discussed one of the website called as a AV comparatives.org. So you can try in this. So don't believe unnecessary pop-ups here. You may find some of the antiviruses. Just go for this avcomparatives.org. I'll show just a minute. Already seen this already in previous class. avcomparatives.org. So you can see the main useful antivirus here, Avast, AVG, and most of you using Avast, no? Kaspersky, McAfee, Norton. So you can download from this. So don't believe third-party websites or third-party tools here. Just check how they are working. Check the results. You can check the results here. So don't believe the pop-ups here. Don't install the antivirus which are coming from the pop-up. Those are most dangerous. There are n number of fake antiviruses which are available in the market. Don't believe such type of nonsenses or pop-ups. Okay. Next. So we need to maintain some multiple backups here. Multiple backups. So store the data in multiple backups. If some location is disturbed, okay, other location will be helpful here. So offline backup, you can use the multiple backups or offline backups here. Offline backups. Offline backup is nothing but you can store in the external hard disk. You can store in the external hard disk here. Because sometimes what will happen, ransomware may be happen to your computer. We cannot expect that it will happen. So almost all multiple backups will be spoiled sometimes. So maintain some offline backups here. Next, data encryption. So there is a software called a BitLocker. I think I discussed this. BitLocker. Okay. Use BitLocker software to encrypt the hard disk data or your pen drive. If you encrypt your data, it not much easy to retrieve the data without a key. So encryption uses some key here. Key is acting as an input for your plain text. Plain text is nothing but your original message. Okay. So encryption is nothing but converting the plain text to the ciphertext. So these encryption techniques will be learning in the 4th unit here. Okay. And these firewalls will be learning in the, yes, now what we are discussing the firewalls only, 3rd unit on. These multiple backups, antiviruses, all will be discussing in our subject only. So different types of tools are there, but BitLocker is one of the most powerful encryption software here. So if you want to see such type of softwares, okay, just go for the Prism break, I think break.org. Just go for the Prism break.org. Okay. So you can see here, you can see different types of tools, different types of softwares you can see in this website. For Android, for computer, for network. Okay. Next. Next, I discuss something called as a no admins, no admin accounts. So use guest accounts or user accounts here for unknown people. Because admin accounts do not do nonsense activities generally. Next, bias password. Bias password. There are n number of softwares are there to break into your software or into your operating system, but bias password will help you to some extent here. So bias password also can be reset by removing your CMOS battery. CMOS battery. Okay. So these are some of the server hardening techniques here, already discussed in the previous class. Now we'll discuss some of the different concepts, like how to do brute force attack. So what is a brute force? Anyone? Please chat in chat box. I need a response. Yes, anyone? What is a brute force attack? Trying out possible ways. Okay. So trying every possible combination of option of your password, you can say. Attempt to repeatedly guess the password generally. Or commonly use what you are doing generally, you're guessing the passwords always. Repeatedly, what are the passwords you're using? Sometimes this brute force attack is also called as a password attack here. Password attack. Okay. So how to do brute force attacks? So which tools are you using generally? Yes. So there's one tool called as a PSC, I think. Hydra. PSC Hydra. Okay. So these are tools you can use in the Kali Linux operating system. Okay. Tools for Kali.org. Okay. These are tools we can use in the Kali Linux operating system for brute force attacks. So tools Kali.org. This is a URL. Please remember, is one kind of tools used for brute force attacks. So you can see, so in number of commands here, Hydra, H. So you can go for, if you install the Kali Linux and try it. So in GitHub, you can see some of the tools. You can try it in Kali Linux. Okay. So if it is a web application, someone is saying that Baraf suit S. If it is a web application, you can use the Baraf suit. Yes. This is nothing but portvigor.net. You can go for this. So if you want to hack someone's CCTV cameras, example, if you want to hack someone's CCTV cameras, start some brute force attacks. So with the help of this Bharat suit, okay, portsfigure.net, you can also do it. So if you're using this Bharat suit, portsfigure.net to hack someone information or password, then you are going to get 3 years free food and free bed. Where you can get the free food and free bed? Anyone? So there should be some written permission should be there. Otherwise, you cannot do it here. Portsfigure. Okay. Next, we'll discuss another one. So don't try on this Bharat suit. That is port trigger here. Sorry, portsfigure.net. The website is portsfigure.net. Please don't try it. Try on yourself. Okay. If you are trying on others, just simply are getting 3 years free food and free bed here. You can understand where you can get all these things. Next, we also have some server hardening techniques we discussed. So what is this? Why you need server hardening techniques? To enhance your server, we are using some techniques like multiple backups, antivirus. Whether your system is hacked or not, how to make it hack proof. Okay. So if you want to wish to check whether your system is hacked or not, you can see different trojans, you can see different keyloggers. Keyloggers you can see. Keep on monitoring your activities very silently. Different trojans, different keyloggers. Keyloggers is nothing but they keep on monitoring your activities, what you're doing on your system, on your computer. So these keyloggers generally will not create any pop-ups here. There are some software. There are also some spy on your computer, you can see. Keyloggers. Trojans are keyloggers. Just they monitor your activity very silently. And they will not create any pop-ups here. There are some of the software they are using also some spy on your computer along with your that will create hints on you. Like sometimes if the cursor will be moving like this automatically. Then you want to understand some keyloggers or trojans activities going on your computer, I think. So without your touch, sometimes your mouse may be moving like this. Mouse point, the cursor point will be moved automatically. Sometimes otherwise some unnecessary pop-ups will be there continuously. So if you click on that particular pop-up, a particular link, another link will be open. Like that, another link will be open. So when you open certain type of websites, okay, the search engine will be changing sometimes here. They can also spy if search engine is changing. They can also spy here, but also give some hints also. If you touch, there may be some problem may be having. So this type of same type, some advice are there. provide some ads on your computer, and also some spy your computers. So how to protect, how to detect the first, how to protect, how to detect this type of keyloggers or trojans here. So I already discussed the locks here, Windows locks. First check the logs here. Some sort of keyloggers or Trojan cannot give any hint sometimes. So what generally Trojans will do? Trojans generally use some port to communicate with you. Trojan generally use some port to communicate with the end users. So for that, you can use some command prompt. Type netstat. Already discussed. Netstat -n. Okay. It will show all the connections which are established from your computer to your remote computers. You can see a number of connections, TCP connections. Yes. And this is source IP address. These are the destination IP addresses. Yes. So I can check the port numbers. You can check the IP addresses here. And you can find some of the Trojans here using command called as a netstat -n. It will show all the connections which are established from your computer to remote computer. Just check all the IP addresses. If you find any suspicious IP address, okay, which not belongs to application which is running in your computer, you can suspect it. This is one point. This one point to find the Trojans here. Second point, whether your system is already hacked or not, I can use the I can use the TCP View. TCP View. Okay. Open. So right click run as administrator. I generally don't run as administrator. This also shows your connections established here. The previous connections. And you can see the PIDs, process IDs, processes, how many processes are running. I'll show very big. Which are closed, which are established, and sent packets, remote port, remote addresses, and sent bytes, received packets, local address. So TCP View. This also show your connections established. What are the connections you have established from your computer to the remote computers here? One is netstat -n. Next one is a TCP View. You can install. This TCP View in a system. You can see, you can check the IP address, destination IP address. This also gives some lot of information, lot of stuff. which processor running, which IP address is running. Okay, which are the protocols they are using, and which are the UDP, whether it is TCP, IPv6 or IP UDP, IPv6, IPv4 or IPv6. So specific software keep on listening to specific ports. Uses specific software to keep on listening to the specific ports. If you are not installed that software, okay, obviously it could be a backdoor or a Trojan. So be careful. So we also have the next tool to monitor, that is called as a process explorer. Sorry. So just type in Google. So you can see docs.microsoft.com. So this process explorer will also gives lot of information. Like what kind of services are running. Okay, what kind of services running in your computer. If you open the process explorer, your system will scan almost antivirus and give the report. So keyloggers also detected with the help of this process explorer here. So you can download this process explorer in your system and try it. Open process explorer, all comes under the malware analysis. Okay, I think I have this process. So I think I not install it. No problem, you can try it. So we'll go with syllabus now. Some of the tools you can try. Don't try all the tools. It may be difficult to you. So today we'll discuss some of the concepts like firewalls, security technology, and firewalls and VPNs. So today I'll only discuss the firewall concept. Okay. So what is the security technology here? So why we need a technical controls? that are essential in enforcing a policy. What is a policy again? Policies generally maintained by the upper management for many IT functions and that do not involve the direct human control here. Some technical control solutions improve the organization's ability to balance the making information readily available against the increasing information levels of confidentiality and integrity. So some technical control solutions also improve the organization ability and also balance the information and asset. What is the asset you have? Asset may include some, already I told, asset may include some people, hardware, software, what it may be. Network, information. What are the controls you are using for these assets? Should balance and maintain the different levels of classifications of your data and provide some confidentiality for your information in your organizations. So we have some access control. Who can access this particular system here? So some access mechanisms are there. Methods by which systems determine whether and how to admit the user into the trusted area of your organization. There are some mandatory access controls. First of all, you wanted to go for the data classification schemes. Next, non-disciplinary controls, strictly enforced version of MAC that are managed by the central authority. Next one is the disciplinary access control, which are implemented at the decision or option of your data user. So these are not there in your syllabus actually. So we'll go with firewalls directly. So what is a firewall? Already I discussed till now. What is a firewall? So firewall is acting as a security guard for your information, your trusted information here. Yes, which prevents some specific type of information which is moving from the from trusted network to the untrusted network. Untrusted network is nothing but outside world. Can call as a outside world here. Untrusted network. Yes. And trusted network is nothing but within the organization. So firewall may be a separate computer. Already we know this. Or it is software you can install on particular computer or a particular router. A software service running on an existing router or a server you can see. Okay. And separate networking containing supporting devices. So firewalls may be a separate computer, a software service running on the existing router or server. Separate network containing supporting devices here. Firewall processing modes. Nothing but characterization methods. So firewalls can be characterized by processing mode, development area, internet structure. Okay. Processing mode, development era, internet structure. There are 5 processing modes categories of firewalls. One is the packet filter firewall. Next one is the application gateway firewalls. Okay. Next one is the circuit gateway firewalls. Next one is the MAC layer firewalls and hybrid firewalls. So generally we can see only these three types in so many books. These we cannot see, but we can. These are most important. Three are important, and some books they are giving 5 types generally. One is the packet filtering, application gateways, circuit gateways, MAC layer firewalls, and hybrid firewalls. Okay. So firewall processing modes, generally what the packet filtering firewalls examine the header of the information. First we go for the packet filtering, examine the header information of the data packets that are coming into your network. I think you remember what is the IPv4 and IPv6. Yes, what is the IPv4 and IPv6? You can chat in chat box. What is IPv4 and IPv6? So IPv4 is a 32-bit. IPv6 is a 128-bit here. So in IP packet, we can see some header as well as plus data. Yes, in IPv4 header or IPv6 header, we can see header plus data. So packet filter firewalls examine the header information of the data packets here. Most often, the packet filtering firewall generally installed on the TCP IP based network here. Generally, this packet filtering firewall functions at IP level. IP level. What is IP level? Internet protocol level. Nothing but network layer. Okay. Packet filtering firewalls examine the header information of the data packets. Then in the IP packet, you can see one is the header, next one is the data. So most often basic combination of the internet protocol, generally IP protocol consists of source address and destination address. Next one is a direction, inbound or outbound, and what type of protocol are you using, transmission control protocol or a user datagram protocol for source and destination port request. So this packet filtering firewall generally examines determines whether the drop a packet that is denying the packet or forward the packet to the next network connection based on some rules which are programmed in the firewalls here. So generally packet filtering firewall examine every incoming packet header and can selectively filter the packets based on the header information. So generally the header information contains what? Destination address, source address, packet type, other some key information. So filtering firewalls inspect the packets of the network layer. Yes. If a device finds a packet that matches the restriction, it stops the packet from the traveling from that one network to the other network here. So many restrictions. The restrictions must most of the commands implemented in the packet filtering here, based on the combination of IP source address and destination IP address. That may be a direct inbound or outbound. It may be a TCP or UDP packet, request, port request. So simple firewall models enforce some rules which are designed to prohibit packets with certain addresses or partial addresses here. So there are three subjects of packet filtering firewalls. One is the static filtering. This static filtering requires that filtering rules governing how to firewall decides which packet are allowed and which packet are denied, are developed and installed in your particular firewall or router, you can see. This also allows the entire set of one type of packet enter into a response to authorize the request. Next, dynamic filtering allows firewall to react to emergent event and update or create the rules to deal with the event here. That means it allows only a particular packet with particular source or destination or a port address to enter through the particular firewall. Next, stateful inspection. So stateful inspection firewalls keep the track of each network connection between the internal as well as the external systems using some state table, you can see. And context of each packet by recording which station sent what packet and when the packet is sent here. Stateful firewalls can block incoming packets generally that are not responses to the internet request here, you can see. Stateful firewalls can block incoming packets that are not responses to the internal request here. So the primary disadvantage of this type of firewall is additional processing is required to manage and verify the packet against the stateful table. I want to check what are the packets. Additional processing should be maintained here to manage every packet here, to verify every packet against the state table here, which can leave the system vulnerable for the DOS attacks, denial of service attacks, or distributed denial of service attacks. So these are the packet filtering firewalls, and in this you can see the different types again, subsets of packet filtering firewalls. One is the static filtering, dynamic filtering, stateful inspection. So I think you remember this header format of IPv4, IP packet structure, you remember, which is discussed in computer networks in second unit. Header version 4 bits, header length 4 bits, type of service 8 bits, type of service, identification, flags, fragmentation offsets, time to leave protocol, header checksum, source IP address 32-bit, destination IP address, options. So just remember this. So TCP packet structure you discussed, already completed in your computer networks already. source port, destination port, TCP, transport layer. In transport layer, you can see two protocols. One is TCP, another one is the UDP. Some books they are giving SCTP, but they never use in real time. TCP and UDP are used generally. TCP packet structure and UDP packet structure here. So generally TCP is called as a packet and UDP is called as a datagram. And you can see some port addressing here. So addressing modes, coming to the network layer, you can see IP addresses. Coming to the MAC layer, you can see link addresses. Okay. Or physical addresses you can see. Coming to the transport layer, you can see the port addresses. Coming to the application layer, you can see some application specific addresses here. Okay. So coming to the TCP transport layer, we can see the TCP source port, destination port, sequence number, and acknowledgement number, offset, reserved, some windows, some flags, checksum, urgent pointer, padding. Similarly for datagram, the UDP user datagram protocol, source port, destination port, length, checksum, 32-bit IPv4 we are discussing. And some sample firewall rules and format. Example is given. So I can source address, destination address, which is accepting by the HTTP, SMTP, and FTP. These are all application protocols. So what type of action you are applying for in packet filtering? Whether you're accepting the packet or not, denying a packet or not. So you're maintaining some rules for accepting the packet, which are configured in your firewall. If the source IP address or destination IP address belongs to your network, internet network, then only you're accepting. So you're configuring like that. Okay. So the example is given whether to allow the packet or deny the packet, and which type of protocol you're using. Whether you're using a HTTP protocol, I can apply the packet filter firewall here to allow the packet. If you're using any other protocol, so just simply denying the packet here. So I can configure like that in the firewalls. So next one is the application gateway firewall here. Application gateway firewall, also known as a application level firewall. Application gateway firewall is also known as a application level firewall or application firewall, you can say. Application firewall. So frequently installed on dedicated computer, also called as known as a proxy server. So separate from the filtering router, but commonly used in the conjunction of filtering routers here. So since proxy server is often placed in unsecure area of network, example DMZ we already discussed, demilitarized zone, a buffer you can say, it is exposed to higher levels of risk from the less trusted networks here. So this proxy server runs on a special software that acts as a proxy for the service request here. So other filtering routers, additional filtering routers can be implemented behind the proxy server here to protect your internal systems. So proxy servers generally often placed in unsecure areas, which are placed in DMZ. Intermediate, DMZ is the intermediate area between the trusted network as well as the untrusted networks. It is rather than a web server, I can say, which is exposed to higher levels of risk. So primary disadvantage is this is designed for only specific protocols here and cannot easily reconfigure to protect against the attacks. So application firewalls work at the application layer only. They are typically restricted to some single applications. Next, circuit gateway firewalls. So circuit gateway firewalls operates at transport layer. So connections are authorized based on the addresses here. Connections are authorized based on its addresses. Circuit gateway firewalls do not usually look at data traffic. Do not usually look at the data traffic flowing between the two networks, but prevent direct connections between the one network and another network. So they are accomplished by this creating some tunnels. So what is the tunnels? Tunneling mechanisms. Already we discussed some of the concepts like tunneling. Tunneling concepts in networking. So they accomplish this by creating some tunnels connecting some specific processes or systems on each side of your firewall. So they can allow authorized traffic only, such as example specific type of TCP connection for only authorized users in these tunnels. Example, you can take telnet. Telnet is the application layer protocol. Next one is the MAC layer firewalls, designed to operate at a medium access control layer. Medium access control layer. Medium access control layer. So where you can see this medium access control layer? In which layer? Generally in the data link layer. In data link layer, you can have two layers, two sublayers. One is the physical layer. Next one is the MAC layer, medium access control layer of OSI network model. So this MAC layer gives firewalls ability to consider some specific host computers identity in their filtering decisions here. Able to consider specific host computers identity in its filtering decisions. MAC addresses specific host computers are linked to some access control list entries that identify specific type of packets that can be sent to the east host, and other traffic is simply blocked. MAC addresses are specific host computers that are linked to the access control list entries that identify specific type of packets that can be sent to the east host, or other traffic is blocked. So you can see the diagram. Application gateways can be implemented in application, presentation, and session. Yes. And circuit gateways can be implemented in the transport layer, and packet filtering can be implemented in the network, and MAC layer can be implemented in the data link layer. Okay. So I'll discuss remaining topics in next class.